Deep in the heart of a dense forest, far from any human path, there grew a single wild grass with a tiny flower at its tip. No one knew when it began to live, no one planted it, it simply existed. Around it stood towering trees, their branches stretching white, stealing most of the sunlight. Ancient roots gripped the earth tightly, leaving little room for something so small. The wind passed by without stopping, brushing its fragile petals for a fleeting moment before disappearing again. The little grass lived alone. Each morning, it waited for sunlight that barely reached its thin rays, slipping through gaps in the leaves above. The warmth never lasted long. It felt like the light only visited, never stayed. Yet for the tiny flower, a few seconds of light were enough to survive another day. It never complained. There were days when the rain fell mercilessly, pushing it down until it almost touched the ground. Water gathered around its roots, threatening to pull it away completely. In those moments, no one came to help, no one saw. The world continued, indifferent to whether it would survive or disappear, and somehow it rose again. Days passed. Its leaves once turned yellow, its petals nearly withered. But each time it came close to giving up, something kept it standing, perhaps the memory of light, perhaps a quiet hope that refused to die. In that forest, many lives appeared strong, but it was the smallest one that fought the hardest. No one praised it, no one remembered it. Perhaps no one even knew it ever existed, but the little flower didn't need witnesses. It bloomed without being seen, it lived without being remembered. It kept fighting the silence, even in complete solitude. And one evening, as the last light touched the forest, its petals slowly closed, not because it had lost, but because it was tired. For the first time, it did not rise again the next day. The forest remained the same, the wind still moved, the light still came and went, nothing changed. Except one small thing, a silent struggle had ended without a sound. And if one day someone passed by that place, they would never know the story behind it. That once there was something small, that quietly fought a silence far greater than itself. Days passed, and the place where the tiny flower once stood slowly blended back into the forest floor. Fallen leaves covered the soil as if time itself was trying to erase its existence. Nothing marked its struggle, nothing showed it had ever been there. But deep beneath the surface, something remained, a quiet trace of life, hidden within the soil roots that had once held on through storms and silence. Though unseen, they carried a story the forest could not completely forget. When the rain returned, softer this time, it seeped into the earth, touching what was left behind. And in that silent exchange, something began again, not loudly, not suddenly, but gently, like a memory refusing to fade. One morning, under the same narrow beam of light, a new shoot emerged, small, fragile, almost invisible, but alive. And though no one noticed, the forest once again held a quiet truth. Even the smallest life can return to challenge the silence once more.